What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of our Montreal Canadiens franchise mode series on NHL 22. In this video, we're going to be going through the 2029-2030 season. I'm super excited. Our team looks really good this year. We have one Stanley Cup to our name with the Canadiens, and we'd love to add another one before the end of this franchise series. We still have a handful of seasons to go, so plenty of time to do that. But again, our team this year looks very good, and I have high hopes for them moving forward. So as always, if you enjoyed the video, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. The support helps me out a ton. So here we go, let's jump right into the 2029-2030 season. Enjoy! Alright guys, so headed into the 2029-2030 season. I just want to go over our lines as usual. Honestly, our team looks really good this year. On our first line, we have Caulfield, Yeager, and Lambert. Honestly, super disgusting first line. As you know, we signed Lambert to a nice extension. We have him for 2 more years. And then obviously Yeager, we have him until the end of this franchise mode series, another 4 years. Super good contract there with him. Second line is a perfect +5 correlation. They're honestly so nasty. Like, even though they have some X's here, like, they have those X factor abilities contributing. And also the type of players, like 2-way forwards and a power forward. They get a lot of really nice synergies together. Third line, very solid depth with Velarde there as the center. And then fourth line, here we got, Clayton Keller, kind of like a veteran guy playing with a couple slightly younger players, so good fourth line there. Overall, I like the way our lines look this season. Defense looks so nasty, so this guy we acquired in a trade from the Rangers. I don't really know why they gave him to us. I think he's asking so much money, but we signed him for 1 year at $5.3 million, which really isn't bad at all. But he has all these X factors, superstar abilities, and again, he doesn't fit into our lines that well, but because he has all those abilities, 99 shot blocking, 94 stick checking, and then combined with Carrier there, they'd get a perfect +5. So that's like an insane first pairing. We have Barron, and we signed Juracek over the offseason. 4 years there, $4.5 million, so super good contract. He's a really good defenseman. Wasn't getting a lot of ice time where he was playing before, so hopefully he develops for us. And then Sanheim and Struble locking it down on the third pairing there. Take a look at our special teams, looking pretty nasty here. +5 on the first power play unit. That's just an absolutely disgusting unit. Second line's also really nasty as well. And then 4-man power play, also +5 on the first unit, and second unit gets the even correlation. Penalty kills looking good at +3 and a 0, and then 3-man PKs, both even correlations, but still looking good. As for our goalies, we signed Saros to that 1-year contract. I think having a veteran, higher ranked goalie, he's still an 85 overall, he's absolutely insane. And then Vejmelka as our backup, honestly not the worst thing that you could not the worst thing you could ask for, so he's still fine. Looking at our AHL goalies, I'm gonna have Armsden playing most of the year in the AHL. He's 75 overall, 23 years old. Rupert here is 63 and 21 years old, so Armsden will probably come up to be our backup. Send Vejmelka back down, and then put Rupert there to develop. He's got that medium elite potential, all those X factors. Same with Armsden here, so I really want to get them some playing time. But that'll do it for our lines. We're going to get right into the simulation. And as always, we will head right up to the new year, January 1st, 2030, and see how we're doing then. Alright guys, so headed into the new year, January in 2030. As you can see, we're playing really well so far. We have a record of 26, 10, and 1. Caulfield absolutely killing it, 45 points in 37 games. We're actually third in the Atlantic, but so far ahead of the 4th place Lightning so far. Sabres and Red Wings playing absolutely out of their minds this season. Then you have the Devils there, Canucks, so yeah, the Red Wings and Sabres, unlikely really just dominant teams so far this year. But I really like how we're playing. Saros has been playing out of his mind for us. Lots of big wins for him, so I really like that we signed him for this year. And then take a look at our AHL team. Obviously, they're not doing so hot, 17, 16, and 4. Capitanov there playing pretty well, 32 points. But also keep in mind that we are playing one of our rookie goalies who's only a 66 overall, I think. So I don't expect them to do too well, but we have to get that medium elite potential goalie playing time, a ton of playing time. And we're going to head out to the trade deadline here. Yeah, I like how we're playing. I don't know that I'll make any moves, although we could try to fleece one of these bottom teams for like their first round pick, like like the Kings, any of these bottom teams, Bruins, Senators, they're not doing too well. Could try to make a big trade to get their first round pick and just get a superstar here headed into like the final seasons of this franchise series. So we'll head out to the trade deadline and see what we want to do. Alright guys, so we've reached the trade deadline. We have a really good record, 43-18-2. Caulfield's still over point per game pace, 67 points in 63 games, sitting at second in the Atlantic Division, now 5 points ahead of the Sabres, and a like insane 20 points ahead of the Maple Leafs, who are holding that second wildcard spot. So I'd honestly say we're pretty much a lock at this point to get into the playoffs this year, which is great to see. Again, Saro's still playing super well for us. 88 points puts us, second in the league, right behind Detroit Red Wings. Catching up to them, we've closed the gap a little bit, only 5 points out from first in the league right now. So we'll head into the trade deadline here. I honestly may try to get another first round draft pick because I believe we gave ours up for a signing. I can't remember though. Let's take a look at that real quick. Let's look at our draft board, see what kind of picks we have. Yeah, so we don't have a first round pick, but we still have a second, several thirds, a couple fifths, and a sixth. So we still have a decent amount of picks so far. So yeah, I definitely want to trade, get a, maybe fleece one of the teams at the bottom here that has a good chance of having a really good pick, like the Bruins potentially. Like, I don't think the last place team is going to give us their first round pick, but certainly a team like maybe the Flames or the Kraken, a team that's pretty low in the standings who could get a top 10 pick because our draft class looks pretty strong this year. Try and fleece them, make a big trade, maybe give one of our first rounders from last year or the year before to them, and send some other picks their way. So we'll head into the trade deadline here and see what we want to do. Alright, so unfortunately we weren't able to move Suzuki at the deadline. I'm pretty sure that maybe like during the draft we can probably use him to trade up for a first round pick. We don't have a first rounder. Remember, we gave that up to sign Brad Lambert. But that's alright. I'm pretty sure we can definitely use him in the draft to move up into the first round. We'll take a look at the trades that went on. Vince Dunn going to the Predators. Lehkonen to Detroit, Bobby Brink going to Toronto. I can't talk today, I'm like mispronouncing all these guys' names. Any other huge trade? Jamuka Medine going to LA, Jared McCann to Columbus, Jacob Slavin going to Nashville. So like lots of picks moving around, a couple second round picks here. I don't see any first rounders moving around. Yeah, we're being pretty bold with our trade offer to Boston, but I guess that was the biggest trade, and we'll move on here. We're doing really well. Again, I'm pretty sure we'll have a pretty decent lock for a playoff spot here pretty soon, and we'll see how we finish up the regular season. Alright guys, so the regular season is over. As you can see, we are in the playoffs facing the Buffalo Sabres in the first round. We finished it with a record of 51-28-3. Just want to show you the stats and the standings for the regular season. So over in the Atlantic Division, we finished in third with 105 points. We had a really solid season here. And then obviously Detroit, Buffalo, and Toronto making it from the Atlantic. Take a look at the Metro Division. New Jersey, Pittsburgh, Carolina, and Columbus there making the playoffs. From the Central Division, we have Colorado, Chicago, Winnipeg, and Arizona, surprisingly really squeaking into the playoffs, 39, 37, and 6. And then the Pacific Division here, we have Anaheim, Vancouver, Vegas, and Edmonton. Let's see who finished last in the entire league here. So Detroit won a President's Trophy. And then the Senators finished in last place with 66 points. Yikes. We'll take a look at our stats here. Caulfield led us over point per game, 86 points on the year here, popping off. Lambert and Yeager playing so well together. They played really well on that second line there. McGroarty Had a really good year as well, 56 points, 51 for Konechny, and then up and down the lineup we had some pretty good scoring. Everyone here 20 plus points on the team, so very solid year for our forwards. Defensemen also popped off, you know, Carrier, Barron there carrying the weight, both 50 plus points. That's really, really nice. Tarquist here I'd really like to see more out of. Like, he's not scoring, but he does have a really good plus minus. 25 plus minus for the year, averaging just about, you know, what was he playing? Like 20 something, over 20 minutes. His defensive stats are really good though, so he's more of a defensive guy. So that's good for us, and again, really good plus minus for him. Take a look at our goalies here. Pretty good numbers. I mean, the goals against average is not great, but the save percentage both over 90%, so good on them. Saros definitely helped us out, and we're going to be going into the playoffs here. Again, facing the Buffalo Sabres, I want to take a quick look at their team and see who we're up against here. So their first line, wow, really good line. Krebs, Shen, and Slavkovsky there. I mean, their depth is okay. They have some really good players. You know, Jack Quinn there. Soderblom here is a good fourth line player. Defense, though, really good defense pair there. Yeah, Jokiharju and Dahlin. Power, Breeson. So they have a really good defensive core. Their forwards, not so much. And only 81 Husso in net. Obviously our team is a lot better on paper, but you never know what can happen. They had a really good regular season there, 53, 23, and 6. Honestly, pretty surprised with the team they had. But again, it's the playoffs, anything can happen. So we'll get right into it. The first two games here. Split those, 4-1 win and 1-0 loss. And we win the next two, 4-3 and 4-1. So we have a chance to finish it here in Buffalo. We'll go period by period for this game, see how it goes. After the first period, we're all tied up. Still tied, and going into the third period here, and we get it done. 3-0, Carrier, Jaeger, and Biondi there. Seal the deal for us. So we take a 4-1 series win over the Buffalo Sabres in the first round. Very strong showing from us. Take a look at the other series here. Avs and Blackhawks and Oilers moving on so far, and then the Devils and Penguins moving on as well. So we'll go to the next series, see what team we're playing here, and these games are still going on. So there we go. So we got Detroit first, then it's gonna be the Devils Penguins, Avs Hawks, Edmonton Oilers, and the Vegas Golden Knights. So as always, let's go check out this Detroit team, see who they have. Obviously in 2030 these teams are going to look a lot different than they used to. So yeah, they got a very strong first line there, very impressive. Pasternak still in 94 at 33 years old. Great second line, they have Landeskog there. Wow. Yeah, this is a good team. Wow, they got really good depth here. My goodness. Their defense also really good. Jesus. This team looks very, very solid. And a 91 Sebastian Cossa, so yeah, this is a very good team here. 58, 19, and 5. Wow. So, you know, definitely evenly matched here. Really good goalies on both sides, good offensive depth on either team. We'll go 2 games here. And we split that, both going to OT. Our next 2 games, wow, loss and then a big win, so we're tied 2-2. Let's sim this game here, and we win that one. So we're up 3-2 in the series now. Big first period, down 3-2. Lambert gets both of ours. We tie it up, and we can't hold on. They tie the series up. We're going to game 7. Man, this is like... I'm honestly surprised we're going to 7 games with these guys. I was kind of expecting us to, like, not do too well against them. 2-1. Big second period, up 4-1, and we close it out. Take the series in 7. I'm very impressed by this team. I honestly was not expecting us to make it past the Red Wings with how good of a regular season and just how good of a depth they had on that team. So we are playing the Devils in the conference finals. I can see the Avs and Oilers. It's actually pretty funny because, as you know, this season, Avs and Oilers were in the Western Conference Finals. So down the road in 2030, they're meeting again. So let's go check out this New Jersey team. See what they have going on there in New Jersey. Wow. That's such a good first line. Oh my god, that's disgusting. I mean, their lineup's kind of all over the place. Like, they have 89 Rozovic and 88 Stillman down here in the fourth line. This is a really good team, though. Yeah. Defensive core not as strong as ours, but they still got Luke Hughes and the Scarlet guy. I assume that was a draft pick. Yeah, second overall in 2022. So, yeah, their defensive core not as strong as ours. Goaltending 84 Sagard, so pretty comparable to us with Saros there. But they have a very good offensive core on this team. Definitely going to be a tough matchup with the offensive firepower that both teams have. So we'll go the first 2 games here. We split those, overtime loss and then a shutout win. Next 2 games, we split those as well. Tied 2-2. We end up taking the lead, 3-2. Series lead, game 6. Tied after 1. We're up 2-1. And we get it done. We're going to the Stanley Cup Finals. Let's get it. We're playing the Colorado Avalanche in the 2030 Stanley Cup Finals. Wow, this is intense. Actually, I'm curious, like, to see who Colorado still has on their team. They still have McKinnon and Renton, and wow, 95 still at 34 years old. Renton at 33 years old, still 93. Newhook there, oh my god, up to 91. Yeah, that guy develops like crazy. They got good depth though. Olsen there, 85 on the fourth line. That top line's pretty nasty though. Their defensive core, they still have McCall. Oh my gosh. Alright, I'm done. How do you have this top 4? Jesus Christ. Oh my god. What the heck? Colorado's on one. And the 84 Gustafson in net. I mean, this is going to be a tough cup finals. Like, not going to lie, this team is really good. That defensive core, I don't think I've ever seen as good of a top 4 so far, like, develop as we've gone through this franchise mode. Like the other teams, I've never seen a top 4 defensive pairings that good. So we'll go the first 2 games here. Oh my god! A 9-8 win? What the hell happened in that one? Alright, we're gonna go period by period here, I guess, because that's insane. So we're tied series in Montreal, down 1-0. We take the lead 3-2 in a big third period. So we take the series lead 2-1 on a nice 6-2 win. Depth scoring, you see Fajimo there scoring a goal there, so that's what we want to see. Second game at home for us here. Game 4. Big first period from them. Wow, down 4-0. Oof. Down 7-3. This is awful. And 9-3. So they get some payback on us from that 9-8 win. And we're all tied up. Go back to Colorado for game 5. Good Stanley Cup final though. Kind of back and forth here, down 2-1. Tied 4-4. This is a we'll get into the third period here though and go, because this is all tied up. They're out shooting us like crazy. Oh my gosh, 34-19. You kidding me? They get another one there. 5-4 halfway through the third period. Can't get it done on the power play. Looks like Colorado's gonna walk away from this one. And yep, they get the empty net goal there. So we fall 3-2. Could be it for us in the Stanley Cup final here, just getting outmatched by a much better Colorado team, honestly. but you never know back at home. 3-1, good first period from us. 5-1, another big period. And wow, 8-1. Okay, so I spoke too soon. We're going to game 7. That 9-3 win they had, we turn around and say, hey, we can do that too. Game 7. Stanley Cup final. Down to the wire here. We are tied after 1. Down 2 after 2. Not where you want to be. But heading into the third period, they get a quick one on us, down 3-0. Take a penalty there. We get 1. Halfway through, still some time. Not looking too great for us though. And there they go. That should do it. Colorado is going to be walking away with the Stanley Cup final. In 7 games, they beat us 4-1. So that is a tough ending to our season. But we made it back to the Stanley Cup final. We had a really good team this year. Unfortunately, just fall to a absolutely insane Colorado team this season. I mean, they were just absolutely bonkers. But this was a really good year. And we're just going to get into the draft. Again, I'm going to try and trade up into the first round if I see someone that like really interests me. If not, we'll be good with our second round pick. But yeah, we'll head towards the draft and see how we are then. I almost forgot to look at the awards. So obviously Colorado winning. Some real oddball teams there from when we won back in the 26 season. Senators, Ducks, and Blue Jackets. But we'll take a look at the individual awards here. So McKinnon gets the Art Ross and the Hart. Sider with the Norris. McKinnon with the Lady Bing. Kozlov gets a Calder. McKinnon with the Conn Smythe. Kosa with the Vezina and the William Jennings. Pesci with the Masterson. Penguins coach Jack Adams. Cooley gets a Selke. McKinnon, Ted Lindsay, and Michkov with the Maurice Richard. So McKinnon absolutely cleaned up. I kind of wanted to take a look at like what his stats were this season, because like he just like cleaned up. 123 points. Wow, yeah. Almost gets the Maurice Richard there though. Matthews and Michkov there with 66 goals. Yeah, that was insane. And then Sider winning the Norris. That's the plus 51 though. I mean, that's still kind of interesting though, because in 66 points, I would have thought like McAvoy might have won it, but regardless, that's McCarther 68. Yeah, plus 51. That's kind of insane. But yeah, those are the awards, and we'll head into the draft here. As always, guys, we'll take a look at the retired players. Obviously, some huge names starting to come up as we get into the 2030 decade here. Obviously, Brad Marchand, Tavares, Panarin, Sagan, Nugent Hopkins, Shen, Hurdle, among the biggest names there for the forwards. As for defensemen, you got Hedman, Riley, Ryan Ellis, Uyghur, Trouba, Severson, and Montour there. All calling it quits. On the goalie side, you got Campbell and Peterson, also Mrazek there. So a couple bigger names on the goalie side here. We're going to go and we are going to head into the draft here. Again, I'm going to try and trade up into the first round. I think I'm going to try and get into like the 20th pick, between 15 and 20 if possible, because I do see a guy there that I am interested in. So let's head into the draft. Obviously, your top picks there. The Rangers, Senators, Flames, Sharks, and Wild. Wild getting screwed out of the draft lottery there. An 84 medium elite. Oh my gosh. This guy's disgusting. Ottawa gets a 79 elite. Calgary with an 82 elite. Ottawa, what are you doing, honey? Sharks get an 80 elite, and Minnesota an 81 elite. So good pick by them there. So we'll go. I'm going to try and work a trade in here somewhere. I got some picks here on the block. Panthers there, probably going to go for them. We'll see what we can do. Alright guys, so I was able to trade up in the draft to the Florida Panthers. I believe they had the 16th pick. We gave them Suzuki, one of our thirds this year. We had 3 third-round picks, a third next year. We also had 3 third-round picks and a second the following year, and we got their first round and Anton Lundell in exchange for him. So really good trade there. I'm actually really happy with that. Hoping the guy that I want to take is still here. So we got Burish here. I want to see who else went, because there was a guy. This was the guy I think I was eyeing, unfortunately, but we still have a couple good options here, so we'll see who we want to take. I'm going to take Valery Kulikov, guaranteed 3 years ETA. His stats look really solid. We scouted him really well. He has these X Factor, a superstar ability guaranteed, and potential for the Schneip X Factor zone ability. So we'll see. He was projected to go 21st, so obviously we'll miss out on him, and I do like him more than the other guys up here. We have this medium elite here, but doesn't have X Factors, doesn't look as good as this guy, so we'll see what he is. And he's a medium top 6, 66 overall, not a bad pick. As you can see, he does actually have 2 superstar abilities. Didn't play that much this year. Good plus minus though, plus 20. He's got 1T and shock and awe, so honestly I'm happy with that pick. I'm glad we traded up for him. His stats look pretty decent, honestly. Good skater, good shooter right off the bat. So I'm definitely happy with this pick. Alright, so I'm going to select Sergei Valatenko. He's got a guaranteed medium top 6 potential. Good stats. Again, we scouted him really well. We're in the second round here, 46 overall, so he's got pretty good stats coming out of the draft at this position here. And obviously that 3 years ETA, so we'll take him and see what he is. He's a 64 overall, so that was a really solid pick there. Philly getting a low elite. Wow, very, very impressive there. So yeah, a good pick for us there in the second round. We'll go to our next one in the third round here, number 85. So I'm going to select Elliot Reagan here. He's got a pretty good shot at low elite potential, guaranteed 3 years ETA. We scouted some of his stats decently well, so I'm not as confident about this pick, but our scouts like him, so let's see what he is in the third round here. He's a low top 6, so that's still actually pretty nice pick. Pretty good shooting and skating stats here right off the bat, so I do like that pick, and we actually have one right here. So let's see who we want to take. Alright, I think I'm going to take the next best guy, Bennett Cunningham. Guaranteed low top 4, guaranteed 3 years ETA potential. We scouted him very well, so all those stats are guaranteed. Good shooter for a defenseman as well. And, you know, pretty good stats here listed as an offensive defenseman. Next best guy, he's a 63 overall in the third round, I mean. Low top 4 defenseman. Very good pick there, and we'll head to our next pick here at number 118. Alright, I'm going to select Tim Pelly. He's out of the Extra Liga League. I don't think I've ever drafted anyone from there, but he's got a 4 years ETA, 50-50 shot at a medium top 9. Our scouts do like him. We scouted his stats decently well here, so in the fourth round, you know, what is there to lose? And he's a medium top 9, 60 overall, so actually not a bad pick at all. See the others starting to dip into the 50s here on average, so 60 overall. I like that pick a lot, and we'll head to our next one here at 132. Alright guys, I figured I'm just going to take a chance and get a goalie in the pipeline. Jonathan Burnett here. Really good stats in the OHL. Didn't scout his skills as well, but a pretty good shot at 4 years ETA potential. Probably not going to be medium elite. Could be a bust, but out here in the 5th round, what are you going to do? He's a medium fringe starter, 58 overall, so honestly for like a 5th round pick on a goalie, it's actually not bad. He could develop quite nicely for us. And we'll head to our next pick, number 159. Alright, I'm going to select Jonathan Watton here. Pretty good shot at him being a medium top 9. Scouted him pretty well. He's got some good stats here in the 5th round. Our scouts like him. Hopefully he is a top 9. 60 overall in the 5th round. Very good pick for us. And we'll head to our next pick, number 170. Alright guys, I'm going to select Igor Kolstov here. He's got a pretty good shot at low elite, ETA 5 years. In the 6th round, potentially not going to be low elite, but we did scout him decently well. He's got some good, you know, shooting and senses stats here. Other stuff not so great here, but again in the 6th round, what are you going to do? I'd take him over this defenseman guy just because the stats are so much better. And let's see what he is. He's a low top 6 actually, you know, for the 6th round. Not a bad pick at all. And we'll go to our next pick. Oh, that's it actually. So I don't know if I want to go to the end of the draft here. I want to take a look, see if there's anyone else that could potentially be worth getting. And yeah, I'll just take a look. Alright, so there really was nothing, no one really left that seemed relatively interesting going into the 7th round here, but I'm glad we got that Kulikov guy at 16th overall. The fact that he had those 2 superstar abilities in the mid-round of the, middle of the 1st round was really good. I like our picks, honestly. Overall, like a pretty strong draft for us. Can't be mad at that. So obviously we have the re-sign phase next. Several contract decisions to make, but we'll see what we can do. Okay, so Anton Lundell wants a contract. He's actually we're over 10 million, kind of expensive, but he's still really good. 90 overall, 20 years old. I'm gonna try and give him 3 years at 10 million. See what he says to this. That way that leaves us with a little over 12 million in cap space to get a defenseman and a starting goalie for the year. I think we can do it, so we'll see what he says to this. Alright guys, wow, so Anton Lundell did say yes to that, so we have him for 3 more years at $10 million. I think that's a good contract for him. Again, Suzuki was asking for actually more than that for 1 year. Suzuki was asking for like almost $11 million for 1 year. So crazy. So we do get, in my opinion, a better center, a younger center by several years. Good signing for us. And then Keller also did accept our offer. We only give him 1 year, but still, he's still like an 85, so he's a really good player. He was really good for us. Alright, I noticed this Porter kid is a goalie. He's available. He's 25 years old, 82 overall. So little tiny bit of a downgrade from Saros. Saros actually went down to an 83. See if I can get him for 4 years at 1.9, maybe 2 million. Just go 2 million on the nose. See what he says to this. He looks pretty decent. Put up some really good numbers. And yeah, we'll send the offer his way. Alright guys, so Johansson did accept. That's really good. Got a nice defenseman locked in for the next 2 seasons at a pretty cheap contract. 83 overall, probably play on our 3rd pairing there, so good signing for us. And then we also got Marvin Porter, so again, really good signing, 4 years at $2 million, so cheap for a goalie, 25 years old, 83 overall, so he definitely has some room to grow. Alright, so before we end the episode, as always, we're going to go over our lines headed into the 2030-2031 season. Our team looks so good. I think even better than our Stanley Cup final contender team last year. First line here, just absolutely disgusting. Caulfield, Yeager, and Lambert. Second line, also nasty. Konechny, Lundell, and McGroarty. And then our depth is just so good down the lineup. Keller, Velarde, Biondi. Absolutely awesome. Third line. And our 4th line here, Fajimo, Tuck, and Denisenko is going to pop off. Denisenko's there as a playmaker, and Fajimo's a sniper with Tuck centering them as a power forward. They're going to be a really great 4th line. So I love the way our offensive lines are looking. Our defense also looks pretty solid. We have like a very average defensive core, but they're good. Excuse me. But they're good defensive players. Obviously, Charnquist there, defensive defenseman. Johansson, also a 2-way defender there, 86 shot blocking, stick checking, 89 D awareness, so good first pairing here. Second pairing also very good, Juracek and Barron getting a +1, and then Sanheim and Struble locking it down on the 3rd pairing. Really great defensive pairings here. I think their chemistry will probably improve as the season goes on. We'll take a look at our special teams here as our four-man power play, but first unit, perfect, +5 correlation. They're going to absolutely tear it up. Second line also really nasty as well. 4-man, obviously +3, and then even correlation on the second unit there. PK looks good, a +1 and even correlation. Got some really great players on those units. And then 3-man, obviously pretty tough to get positive correlations, but 0 and -1, what are you going to do about it? Nothing to freak out over. Then our goalies will have Marvin Porter as our starter this year. Armsden, a 78, backing him up. We're going to try and get him more playing time. He went from a 75 to a 78, so he improved quite nicely last season. And still 24 years old, so does have some more room to grow. Porter here, 25 and an 82, so he can definitely get better. He put up some really solid numbers last year. Take a look at the numbers he's put up. Last couple seasons looks pretty good. Was in the AHL last year and played absolutely out of his mind. So hoping that he can make the most of being an NHL starter this year. I'd say goaltending is definitely our only weakness. But overall, this team just looks really good. I'm very excited about heading into the next season. Take a look at our captains. Caulfield, obviously the captain, with Jaeger and Lundell, the assistant captains here. So that is it for this episode. Made it back to the Stanley Cup final. Unfortunately, we were not able to add a second Stanley Cup to our time with Montreal so far, but we still have 4 more seasons to go. Remember, we're going to the 33-34 season, so still a decent amount of time to hopefully make it back there and get a second Stanley Cup for the Canadiens in this 12-year period. It's been an absolute blast. As always, guys, if you enjoyed the video, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Don't miss another episode. I appreciate all the support on this series. I will see you back here for the next episode in the 2030-2031 season. Have a good one, y'all.